morning. Welcome to the first edition of Bourbon Bite-Sized Learning. I'm Kacy Wiley, the Nutrition Education Program Assistant here at the Bourbon County Cooperative Extension Office.
And I'm Kate Denniston, the SDS agent. And we're going to share with you our 2021 calendar. We're going to be cooking monthly on the first Friday of each month. We hope you'll join us at noon to do that month's recipe.
If you would like a copy of the calendar, you can stop by the Bourbon County Extension Office at 603 Millersburg Road to get your very own copy. Each month does feature a delicious new recipe, so we hope that you will want to stop by and pick one of those up. So let's get started with January's recipe. Let's kick off January with a bang, with the Burger Bowl. Right? Bowl games are happening with college football and professional football. So we're going to make the Burger Bowl. Okay? Some super simple ingredients with it. The very first thing we're going to do is make our dressing. So the dressing has low-fat mayonnaise. It has ketchup, salt, sugar, apple cider vinegar, and olive oil. So we are going to mix those all in a bowl together. Ms. Katie, do you want to do that?
And we are going to be sharing responsibilities throughout this activity. So today I'm Kacy's assistant and I just got off of a Zoom class. So I don't have my gloves, so I will be right back.
While she is doing that, I will go on and go to our next step with this. And that is, I have my pound of lean ground beef in a bowl. And to that, I'm going to add some seasoning salt. You can make your own seasoning salt, or you can just pre-purchase at the grocery store. So we are going to add that in there. And then I'm going to mix that all together. Now this does make enough for 5 people. So it's quite a bit. So we'll have 5 one-cup servings when we're done with this. I'm going to go on and turn my skillet on here. Now, depending on the size of your skillet, you might have to do this in a couple of batches. I do have a pretty big skillet, so I hope that I can get all of these in one. What we're going to do is, once this is incorporated, we're going to actually break this up into 15 small little patties. So I've got my gloves on, so when I get my hands down my ground beef, I don't have to worry about all the germs that are there. Okay.
So you want me to make the dressing?
You want to make the dressing? So if you just want to, up here we just dump into that one bowl.
Okay.
So we've got a 1/3 of a cup of mayo and a 1/4 of a cup of ketchup.
A tablespoon.
A tablespoon of olive oil. And then a 1/2 of a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. I'm just going to flatten this burger out in my bowl, and then I'm just going to section off into 3, and then I'm going to come back and section off into 5, and that should get me about the same size little patties.
I had to scoop the calendar out of the way because I didn't want to get it dirty. Our seasonings that go in here are
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
1/4 teaspoon of sugar and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And to be honest with you, I don't know which one of those was which, but they're both white and they're both needed.
So that dressing is great for a salad. You can also use it for a sandwich topping or anything else.
I don't know if you can see this or not, but it looks very familiar as toppings in restaurants.
Yeah.
But much healthier.
Much healthier. All right. Look at our little, these are so cute. We're making little mini sliders for the topping of our salad. All right, Katie, you want to go on and tell them about our toppings for our salad?
Okay, our toppings are going to be your typical topping salads. We will have our sliced red onion. We'll have tomatoes. And we'll have shredded cheddar cheese.
We're kind of deconstructing a hamburger.
Yes, and that, you can change those toppings, okay? If there's a particular topping that your family enjoys, or a particular topping that your child really likes, make this kid friendly. And bring the whole family into it. The more that they have involved in the making of the meal, the more they're likely to try new things, I've found. So you could add guacamole, you could add probably turkey bacon to keep it still healthy. But you can make it up to what your family's expectations.
Almost got.
Can you see all the little burgers in there?
More and more here.
Especially with this being called the Burger Bowl, and the bowls coming up, all the different football games for the bowl season, the kids can sit around and enjoy, look what they have made, and share with those people who are watching with the family.
This cooks up super quick. It tells us to cook these patties for about 4 minutes on each side. Get those going. Starting to smell really good in here. I hope that in the future when we do these, maybe you all could go on and get your ingredients beforehand and maybe cook your lunch with us, or go on and cook it and have dinner ready for that night. How nice would that feel to go on and get your dinner out of the way and be done with it and not have to think about it?
And I don't know how many of you are joining us from your workplace. But it's even possible if you've got a facility there that you could all go together as a group and prepare these meals. Because they're simple, they're short, but they're extremely nutritional, and I hope you enjoy them. We have found that we have gotten lots of recipes personally that we have repeated from our previous calendars, and we're looking forward to the 2021 year NEP calendar.
They're always such really good recipes that you don't have to worry about anything, because we know that they're going to be healthy. We know that they're going to be a good option for us. They're not going to have a whole lot of sodium in them. They're not going to be high in fat, high in calories, and they're going to be full of vegetables. So just by eating this little salad for lunch, you're getting a whole serving of vegetables. And if you wanted to make it even healthier, you could add a fruit on the side, apple. And we talked about making a meal full of my plate. If you all remember my pyramid, we now have my plate. And this hits just about everything on there except for fruits and grains. So, okay.
And you can think about how could you add that, okay? You have a side to go with the salad, a fruit, or you can add a fruit at the last minute to the salad, depending on what your personal tastes are. The grain could be anywhere from a type of wheat pasta to a wheat bread.
Like a brown rice.
Yeah, brown rice would be really good with this.
With this.
Be awesome. The other thing I've enjoyed about the calendar recipes is that they tend to have very small amount of ingredients for the most part. As time has gone, we've gotten more and more recipes that have very, like this one has what? Very, at the most, and there's ingredients that you probably have at home, okay? You probably already have the sugar and the salt and the
vinegar or the olive oil, ketchup, mayonnaise. Those are things that most people tend to have on hand.
And lettuce and cheese and tomato are easy to. Actually, can you imagine having this in the summer too, when you're getting all these great things from your garden and putting them into
having a nice fresh tomato? I have to tell you, January is not the great time to be buying tomatoes. So, if you wanted to, they didn't have any great looking whole tomatoes, you could substitute in like cherry tomatoes, which are tend to be maybe better this time of year than a whole tomato. So if you can't find any whole tomatoes, you could definitely have some cherry tomatoes and put in there, and that would work just fine.
I'm glad to hear her say that, because I did the grocery shopping on this one, and I almost got cherry tomatoes instead because they look so much more juicy and red and more like tomatoes than the full one did, but I didn't want to upset the cook. Be a
Sorry.
little cautious.
And that's the thing with cooking, is sometimes you have to do what works for you and what's available. And sometimes not all the ingredients are always available.
And if you had everything in here but except the tomato, you would still have a nice salad.
Oh yeah, or if your family didn't like tomatoes,
Good point.
you could leave those off and maybe substitute something else they did like Kay was mentioning. I know I would love some avocado chopped up in this. Yeah, and of course, when you do change it up, you do change the nutritional value a little bit. You may add some or take away some. So just keep that in mind if you're following a certain guideline with your, whether you're trying to keep your sodium levels down or sugar levels down, whatever.
And we talked about making this a family affair, and you could stop and think, what could the children do while you were preparing the meat, or if you don't feel comfortable with them around the heat. The dressing I just fixed easily. Most of any age could help with that. So,
Yeah.
and then they'd be very proud of it, and again, more likely to taste it.
I know my 6-year-old would love that. She'd be all over stirring all that stuff together. The burgers are looking so nice. Again, these are not perfect. They don't have to be. It's all good. You don't have to have perfect little circles, little patties. Now, if you want to, that's perfectly fine, but you don't have to. It's okay.
We hope you'll choose to join us each month, but the one thing you're gonna find is it's not going to be perfect. We're doing this for fun. We're doing this to encourage you to be healthy and to just, right now we can't get together for in-person programs, so we're looking for ways to connect with our people. So we hope that we'll get comments and feedback and interest from each of you, and maybe move this on to other programs as well.
Yeah, let us know. If you're watching, give us a like, a heart, a comment, something. All right. Our hamburgers are
Looking good,
looking so good.
I know we're driving the support staff out front
I know.
crazy with these good smells right now.
We feel so guilty when I'm cooking stuff back here, and we're not at the time right now where we're supposed to be sharing a lot of food or stuff, and so it's so hard. So I have got a bowl for us to go on and start plating up, and I have our romaine lettuce. So I have 2 heads of romaine lettuce that I have pre-chopped, washed, so it's ready to go. And so if you were doing this at home, you would want to just section this out into 5 bowls, right? This makes 5 servings, so I'll let Miss Kay has the gloves on. I will let her go on and start putting some of that lettuce in our bowl. This makes it nice because we know that we have 15 little patties, and so each bowl is going to get 3 patties apiece.
We got plenty of lettuce.
Oh yeah, we've got plenty of lettuce. We had 2 good size heads of romaine. So, and sometimes romaine's hard to find, so you get what you can find. And all right, so I think we'll go ahead and top this. I'm going to take. Grab a.
This is where you can design your own too. If you want to put the hamburger on first, and then your dressing, and then your condiments, or however you want to design it. If you want to put 1 or 2 or 3, however you want to design it.
My 3 little patties there, and so now we can add in our toppings. So we've got the onions, tomatoes, cheese, and dressing. So whatever order you want to do, this is going to make such a pretty meal.
Colorful as well as healthy. I'll put those as more on the side, so whoever likes or doesn't like.
See, and then you drop that cheese right on that burger, and it'll start to melt a little bit. And then just drizzle that sauce, that dressing over top of it.
Those of you who are trying to watch your calories and carb intake as your goal for the new year, this is a great meal for that.
Oh gosh, that looks so good.
Very
Okay.
low carb.
Look at all that. Your body will thank you with all those vegetables that are going in there. So anything else, Ms. Katie, you want to add?
No, but we hope that you'll share what you need and whether you enjoy this or whether you think it's a great idea or we're just anxious to have your feedback.
Remember to stop by and pick out one of our 2021 calendars.
We're a little nervous because it's live. We don't know what's gonna happen, but we're excited about doing it and having some fun. So we hope you'll join us.
Yeah, so you never know what you might get out of this show. So, thank you all.
Bourbon Bite-Sized Learning. Come back and see us
Join us the first Friday of the month.
at noon.